Okay, y'all, we got another one today. This is a Crossverses battle, and I'm coming at you with another one. This is Black Clover versus Fairy Tale. We got Nozel Silva of the Silver Eagles versus Fairy Tale's Gray Foolbuster. One of the S class losers or somebody who's like of S class level who is in Fairy Tale. So, Nozel Silva, what does he use? He used Mercury magic, right? That can solidify and liquefy, right? At his, command and shit, right? In certain situations, he'll liquefy it, and then other situations, he'll, like, use it for, like, solid defense, like a shield, or, like, to create, little spears and shit like that. Now, Great Foolbuster has Ice Make magic, and then he also has Ice Devil Slaying magic. We have two scenarios, as usual. We'll fight in the Black Cloververse first. And, in that world, we'll fight in the Clover Kingdom, and then in the next scenario, we have Gray Foolbuster, fighting Nozel Silva in Magnolia, where Fairy Tale sits. So, in the first scenario, Gray Foolbuster has the physical strength over Nozel Silva. Nozel Silva, in his world, he's out of the Magic Knight captains. I have him in he's in the top 5, but barely. I know Gray Foolbuster has just better physical strength. He's shown time and time again. He's always trying to fight against people who are stronger than him. Sometimes because he wants to, and sometimes because he doesn't. But it just has to be done. And he gets stronger every time. Even if he loses, he's always there, and he's always, going extra hard, trying to damage that person. His physical striking abilities, lifting power, right? I got Gray with that shit. Speed, I got Gray Foolbuster as well. Gray Foolbuster uses, Ice Devil Slaying magic. He's quick. This man is like fast. Faster. Well, he ain't known for his speed, but he's fast compared to Mr. Nozel Silva. You know, he wouldn't see some things coming. Nozel would have to have all ends covered, but even if he did, it still wouldn't matter. Let's say that and now let's talk about durability too. So durability goes to Gray Foolbuster. Gray Foolbuster has better durability than Nozel Silva. You know, from fighting with Natsu and Urza and all these, people who are stronger than him, he's gotten tough, right? Nozel Silva, he fights against the other captains every once in a while, but not against Great Foolbuster, man. It's no contest, really. Endurance goes to Great Foolbuster. He's been fighting against, people for a long time, in his fights. He can play the long game. Nozel Silva, I haven't seen that from him. Intelligence, I give it to Nozel. Slightly. This man tries to like hold himself in a, honorable, noble way, right? He knows how to listen when needed to, and you know, delegate, maybe even dictate how things are supposed to be on the battlefield to his, underlings. You know, cooperates well with people. And Gray is smart too, but not like none of these characters are known for their intelligence. But I think Nozel is slightly smarter than Gray is, just a little bit. But even so, Gray has more experience than this man. Fighting way more opponents and other things. It's been shown. So watch both animes and you'll know that I'm right. Um, Close skills go to Gray Foolbuster though. Close skills going to Gray Foolbuster because, well, he likes to get up close and personal sometimes. He can beat you more than one way, but he likes to usually get up close and personal to like finish you off. You know, most of the time. Recoup goes to no, or not recoup. Range skills go to Nozel Silva. And that's barely. That's a thin margin. I could have easily gave that shit to Gray Buster, but I'll give it to Nozel for that. Recoup goes to Gray, and then Hacks go to Gray Buster. With his Ice Devil Slaying form, it's like, his Ice Devil Slaying magic's even colder. He's even colder in that form. So then the environment in the first scenario, that goes to Nozel Silva since it's in Black Clover. Now let's hop over to the Fairy Tale world. The world of Fairy Tale. Gray Buster wins that scenario mid-diff. Scenario 1. So scenario 2, Gray Buster still has strength, speed, durability, endurance. Intelligence goes to Nozel. Being a captain, you can't just be some fool. He's in another world. He's gonna like be assessing the situation. He's gonna be like he's gonna be more on his toes. He's gonna be like questioning things and figuring things out. But even as he's doing this shit, Great Buster, he's been in many fights before too. This guy uses mercury magic. Okay, I've never seen that before, but I've fought against, all kind of shit. I can, figure something out from all the fights I've been in previously. There was something in one of those fights before that, like, is similar to the situation now. That kind of thing. So close skills go to Gray Buster. He likes to get up close and personal. He has, the physical every once in a while, right? Compared to Silva, Nozel Silva, Nozel Silva don't. But range skills, I give it to Nozel Silva, and that's slightly too. If you were to make this video another person and they had Great Buster, for the range skills, I wouldn't be upset. But I give it to Nozel. Nozel knows how to make his little Mercury spears and shoot them out and do that kind of thing. Recoup goes to Great Buster, and Hacks go to Great Buster. Again, with the environment going to Great Buster, he's going to be fighting in Magnolia, the city where Fairy Tale lies. So this fight is also Gray winning mid difficulty. When it comes to these two characters, Nozel Silva has Mercury magic. So like Mercury is like, it's kind of versatile in that it can liquefy and then solidify. It's like flexible, kind of, because he can make that happen at his discretion or at his will, right? But Gray has so much experience in using Ice Make Magic, and not just Ice Make Magic and Ice Devil Slaying Magic, that shit's not gonna like even matter, you know. Honestly, Gray Buster could beat Fuegoleon with the Fire Spirit. Believe that. Um, like I encourage y'all, if you watch only Black Clover, watch Fairy Tale too. And Fairy Tale has that whole thing about the power of friendship thing and all that other shit. But if you can get past that, it's a good watch. I don't know how people don't like Fairy Tale though, but Black Clover, I've seen Black Clover and I've watched it multiple times too. And I've not seen, like, Nozel never really stands out to me like that. Like, I never got that out of him, personally. But be cool on the corner and let me know what you think about this fight in the comment section below.